Welcome to Archives. We're back on a snowy day. I stole that hood gimmick from a good friend of mine, Travis Smith. So great to be back with everybody today. Again, on a very snowy day, a record-setting snowy day. I'm your host, Matthew Pomara, also known as MMP. With us today in our studio, we've got our producer extraordinaire, Tino Patino III. We have our very special guest, Lauren Jablonski of Mineola, and our returning champion, Chris Vaccaro. Great to be back with everybody at Arkives. So let's jump in. We've got a lot to do, and on this snowy day. So catch us up on the community spotlights.
Well, I think we have to start with the snow, right? I mean, in fact, that graphic that I made there in the middle, it changed even after I posted it. So the real record for the island in its entire history of snowstorms is 29.1 inches. Wow. We've lived it. We've endured it. I love it. You know, I love the snow. I love the cold. I don't even mind shoveling. You can put me on the record saying that. Love supporting our clients with all of, not one, but now 2 snow day closure posts. Couple of districts are starting to have some pictures of the kids coming in, playing and having fun. But you know, I guarantee the parents want the kids back. I know my wife and I are ready for them to be back in school. It's coming off of a week of regular break, so this is now enough is enough. We're done. By the way, we didn't put personal snow pictures in there, but the mounds on top and in front of my house are insane. I posted them on Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, we're taking these pictures. This is historic. We have to put a little, we got to archive these. We got to have them in the family albums because like we may never see this again, or it may take another 50 years to break the 29.1. So just it's fine. Yeah, it's positive as long as people are safe.
I think I'm the only one. I know for a fact I'm the only one on this particular call who remembers 78.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember 78. That was when you were allowed to have chains on your tires. so yeah, a little bit of a different time. So very interesting times for sure.
Yeah. I also have word from Montauk, and as you can see in this picture there on the right, from Superintendent Principal Josh Odom. He said that the snowbank, the drift, was almost 2 feet high, which I can believe it. But awesome to see. Great photos, and yeah, looking forward to getting back into the schools and in the warmth. But now some more community spotlights, and some great ones at that. We'll show the first slide we got for these.
Yeah, it's PS I Love You Day. It was on February 13th. So, this is fantastic because especially on Long Island, there's 700 to 800 schools, individual buildings that partake in the festivities and the activities for PS I Love You Day. But it's very, very unique in Sachem because Jamie DePalma, who you saw on that last slide on the left there, and she's in the middle one at Gino's, she's a co-founder, and her and her sister started this after the death of their father. So it's meant to, battle the stigma of mental health issues, raise awareness for anybody struggling, let everyone know how special they are as individuals and that we're all here for each other. So this is really powerful across the entire island. Imagine that, 700 to 800 buildings celebrating this, the idea of this and coming together and celebrating each other. But, really through the powerful and emotional story of what these 2 sisters had to go through with their own family. And she's a Cayuga Elementary School teacher. They grew up in West Islip. She teaches here. And there was just so many of them. I mean, I was at most of those slides there. Gino's Pizza, they had a partnership with the students from Cayuga. They came in and put positive, uplifting messages on the pizza boxes. I had Jamie in for a live interview on WSHR. I saw the Sachem Academy host an event where she came and spoke to the students. She has so much poise and, imagine being emotionally reminded of what had happened during that very difficult time, but to talk about it over and over again, to make sure other people know that they are heard, that they are listened to. And that's the exact reason why I just told Jamie 2 days ago that she's going to be recognized and honored as one of the people who are taking home some honors at our Sachem Education Foundation Gala this year. She's going to receive the Education Impact Award for the impact that she has made on people's lives being a Sachem educator. Again, can't imagine what she's endured and to fight and to battle and to be there for others now. what a special moment. And you each of you have seen this in your own clients and things you've been doing, which is special.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I got to spend the day at Mount Sinai School District with, Principal Elser. He did a phenomenal job. I think I'm butchering his name, but I got to be with Dr. Crissione, who showed tremendous leadership through this. So really, just a great day, inspiring. The decorations, the notes. It was pretty wild. Of course, my buddy Mark Cadet, who's the director of technology over there, is walking around, and for his purple shirt, he wore Macho Man Randy Savage, which I thought was pretty solid. Great day over at Mount Sinai. How about you, Lauren?
It was great. The middle school in Mineola, the kids wrote down a lot of different positive messaging, which was great. They had a little step and repeat that they would take pictures during lunchtime. They wore purple. So it was just a great way to raise mental health, suicide, and bullying awareness. So.
Tino?
Yeah, no, awesome. It was great to be a part of something like that, right? Be there. I was at one of the Sachem events, got to interact with Jamie herself, but then also over at East Hampton, Montauk as well. But for these East Hampton students, it was great to connect the high schoolers with, the elementary school kids, have them spread the messages within themselves, right, within the community. And it was something so much more bigger than itself, right? Like I got to be there, part of it, but I was surrounded by members of the community, surrounded by, young students that want to learn, older students that are growing up, going into college, but still giving back to their own community. And that's what it's all about, right? Like we're shining a light on people that are shining their light brighter than others and doing things in a positive way. So that's what makes storytelling my favorite thing to do, and especially the way we do it over here at Arc.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just a very valuable and a tremendous day. My son got to speak about it when he was still in school. He was one of the ambassadors for it. And look, mental health awareness is a very important thing, and it's something that it's important for people to understand, specifically students who might be struggling with bullying or might be struggling with thoughts. We are going to do a leadership series with one of our districts, East Williston, where we're going to be talking about AI and mental health. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure that's going to be featured on the next Archives. All right, shifting gears a little bit. We have some exciting stuff, right? And some fun stuff, and that is the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that we're almost at the tail end of all this, because all of a sudden it's like the winter season is quiet. It doesn't seem as rushed in a lot of ways as football and the fall, and it's just like this methodical, weekly thing. Whereas you get a bunch of things going on with basketball and wrestling, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it's playoffs. And so at Sachem, we just happen to be on this generational run, just like we're having generational snowstorms. Well, Sachem won the first team county wrestling championship for Sachem North since 1992.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew a lot of the guys on that team. I graduated a year ahead of them.
They're all. I mean, that's like the John Abley, the Jason Crafts, the Sean O'Hara's. I mean, there's at least 4 or 5 Division I wrestlers on the team from 92. Well, this year we actually tied the amount of wrestlers that went to states, 4 from Sachem North alone, and then 1 from Sachem East, the kid John, who's incredible. And there is also just this, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm me and I just love these connect the dots to history and the current generation, but to see that and to see some of the alumni get all riled up and fired up over it is great. Basketball, Sachem East boys basketball won their first home playoff game. And that, remember, that's 22 years now that the building has been around. To do that, the vibe inside the arena, I should say, and here's the deal. They hosted Sachem North. They beat Sachem North at home. So it was a whole, one of the most wild and energetic vibes that I've been told. I actually could not attend that. So, but the beauty is I had my 5 student reporters from WSHR attending and sending me real-time updates for me to post. So, but, just fun. It's a fun, quick stretch. Now the New York State Championships will be in Albany this upcoming weekend. We're actually just going to miss it, Matt, by a couple of days. Yeah. And the excitement for all of the high school sports now shifts to baseball, softball, lacrosse, track and field, and so on. But then we take a couple weeks to breathe here and let them catch up. So, but fun times.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We got big stuff on the same docket with high school sports and playoffs and
East Hampton. Your guy Bronco Campsey is incredible. You got to talk about this. He's a beast.
It's been so cool to witness. Obviously we started up East Hampton, and it's been sort of the perfect timing. Getting them more engagement, getting their stories out there since we started up with them a couple months ago, and I learned about their school district, the programs they got going on, the athletes, and Bronco was one of the first names I heard about. Named Section 11 champion of champions.
He's social media gold, Bronco Campsey. I mean, that's like we couldn't have made that up if we were in a WWE lab to come up with a better name than that. And I know he's an absolute monster.
Well, that's the thing, is like some wrestling matches, right? They go for the full length, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No. For Bronco, all I have to do is pull out my phone, 30 seconds, quick reel, post it up. He's 31, pinned him. He's celebrating. It's awesome to see. Great activation by the team, getting around, supporting him the way they do. The community, too, they love it. Town of East Hampton gets in on some of these posts. We do a collab post, and they just want to continue showcasing the great work he's done, moving on and continuing his run. And the best part about it is he's the winningest wrestler all time of East Hampton, and he's still a junior, still has 1 year to go. And I can't wait to continue capturing his story and telling it for years to come, because he's a legend in the making.
That picture in the middle there, that's actually him getting the most outstanding wrestler at the Suffolk County Championships, getting the trophy from Jack Mahoney, who's a legendary HM coach. This is a story in itself, not just him, but I was at the Suffolk County Championships. I covered it for our clients. I was relaying pictures back to Tino in real time. He's posting in real time to the East Hampton accounts. Talk about, like, we do team coverage from time to time. Like, if we can't be at something, we'll cover for each other. But in this case, it was different. It was, hey, I'm here. I got to see 5 guys from Sachem, 3 guys from Islip, and Broncos here. Hey, Tino, here's the video in real time. Here's all 6 minutes of the match. It didn't even go that long, as you said. Here's the picture of him at the podium. Here's a picture of him getting the medal. Boom, boom. And before, 45 seconds later, it's already out there on the East Hampton pages. It felt very good. A constant reminder of, what does ARC Media, ARC Technology Consultants do that people don't do? It's sending real-time updates amongst each other in the middle of a county wrestling championship in the moment, so that our audience and parents and taxpayers and such are informed. Who else is doing it like that? And it's not just posting a picture of a guy with a medal. It's posting a beautiful custom-made graphic that tells the story with text on screen and a video highlight of the match as it happens. Again, I reiterate this in the most emphatic, fun, excitable way, because no one's doing it, folks.
Well, you're absolutely right. Lauren, who catch us up on Mineola, the Mustang.
Yes, Christian Frey, who's on the boys basketball team, scored his 100th point. So to capture the video of him making that basket and being there when he got the basketball with his family and people hugging him, it was just great to be part of that, memory and stuff like that, to be able to be there and to capture it and to be able to share it with the whole community.
Yeah, definitely Mineola proud on that one. Great graphic too. Excellent. All right, what else we got? We're going to Service to Success. Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Very nice.
Yeah, so speaking of Mineola, the Mineola Arc Turns were the people who created both of these graphics. So Eric Miller, who's a sought after career coach, he created a graphic, and I was using it, and then the students didn't like the graphic, and they decided they were going to take it into their own hands and make it themselves, and they certainly exceeded anything that Eric and I produced, which I thought was great. It was a great event. So basically what we did was, it was a career support exhibition for our veterans, right? As they were trying to help them make the transition from military life to the private sector. Our kickoff speaker is somebody whose name you're going to start hearing a lot more of, and that's Pete Voodoo Latore. Pete is a fighter. He's a very good fighter. He's a boxer. He's actually going to be fighting this weekend at the Paramount, provided that Tino gets this out on time. And he's, just a great guy. Chris, you'll like this too. He's a Hofstra grad, and he's a Hofstra graduate student. He's currently enrolled in Hofstra as a graduate student. So he's, I like being called the warrior poet, but I think he's probably better suited for it. He, does an excellent job. He kicked it off. He did tremendous work. And then, Eric really helped the people that were on the call, including my nephew, which I thought was awesome, and talked to them about, hey, what do you need to do to be successful, raise your brand awareness, something I think everybody on this call understands. And, it's a way for ARC to give back, right, as part of our ARC Cares initiative, serving veterans. We will have some social, we'll chop up the video a little bit, and then we'll post some highlights from it as in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, really good event. I'm really proud of the work there. Again, I can't say enough about Pete and about Eric. They put in their time, really tried to help our veterans. Obviously Pete can speak to it, right? He's a combat veteran. So for him, getting in a ring and throwing punches is probably not really that scary considering what he's been through. But he did a great job. He's really been there. And he also heads up veteran affairs, like the interaction with Hofstra. So stay tuned. By the way, that's not going to be our only time we're going to do this. So we will be back probably late next quarter. So stay tuned.
Awesome. We are going to transition into innovation and growth now, but before we do so, got a couple clips we got to share. We were talking about sports just before. I feel like we should wrap it up with something like this. Chris, take it away.
Yeah, that's Sachem alum, teacher, North girls varsity basketball coach Jimmy Meller. A lot of titles, but Sachem guy. So he drilled a half-court shot during a pep rally at Samoset Middle School. And, of course, if he hit the shot, it would be free homework passes for the entire 7th grade. Made it. Was excited about it. That's Chris Hanley coming over to congratulate him, another teacher. He does the in-house DJ work during these events. So it's not just about hitting the shot. The shot was great. In fact, it was almost like, okay, this happened. I'm scrolling through social, because there's 15 buildings. Not every single person in the entire community sends me every little thing that happens. Turns out this isn't a little thing, though. So I'm scrolling through social. I see the Samoset account. I go, oh, this is good. This is going to go viral. I'm glad. Thanks for sending it to me, guys. In my mercurial ways, as Matt knows. And I immediately screen record it, screen grab it, put it out there on all of Sachem's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. And then I tag Long Island Wise Guy. And that's where the virality just completely skyrocketed to, over 400,000 views. And that my guy at the New York Post, who I do a lot of work with and pitching stories and producing content with him, he picked it up, New York Post. So follow me here. I see it. I posted on Sachem. I tag Long Island Wise Guy. New York Post writes about it. Fox 5 wants him on. CBS and ABC posted. It airs on Good Day America. Fox now wants him to recreate the shot in real time, which is like, he's like, why? I was already on Fox. I was like, you'll be on Fox again.
And can he do it? That's the other. That's not exactly like
no homework again.
Yeah. So that's storytelling. That's community engagement. That's putting people and places on the map, and that's really editorial judgment that goes into making it hit the right channels at the right time and tagging the right people. And again, that's what we do.
That place must have gone nuts.
Oh, you saw the reaction of the kids. The funny part is I was actually with him in that gym that afternoon. We were filming another story for Fox 5 about it. This is, there's funny. Before this show yesterday, I was like, we don't have anything to talk about. I forgot to even talk about the feature series that I had done between two twins that are 7th graders at Sachem playing varsity basketball and varsity lacrosse. That's why I was in that gym. So it's funny that now they want to come back. And just the whole thing is bizarre. just over a regular half court shot, which none of us would probably hit with the pressure on like that. So.
I couldn't hit it. I couldn't hit it with nobody there. I wouldn't be able to get it.
The irony again is like there was middle school kids playing in the gym while we were filming something in the gym, and they were playing basketball. So I'm like, oh, the ball comes rolling over me. I'm just going to shoot it. So I actually drilled like 3 or 4 shots, and I was impressed with myself. Not half court, but I'm going, this is it. I may never shoot a basketball again. Just want to leave on a positive note.
Oh man, special things happening inside Sachem gyms, and one I did want to mention before. That's on me. I'm bringing it back up now because I cannot let the people not see something like this. I present to you, hey, half court shots impressive, and I've been to Super Bowls, I've been to Daytona 500s, I've been to championship games. This is one of the best moments I've ever experienced at Merrimack Elementary School, Sachem School District. 1,331 cereal boxes, the culminating event to PS I Love You Day for them in that school. And look at the pandemonium. Look at the students going crazy. I mean, half-court shot was cool, and we all appreciate it, but this, I thought, should get almost as much virality as that.
That's
I was
pretty wild
by how the students and teachers and faculty all set up all of the boxes. I had to clip that video. It was going on for like 2 minutes, down each hallways, left and right, into the gym. But just such a cool thing.
It did very well on the Sachem pages. It did, I want to say, 25,000 views. Across all platforms. It didn't get like the Long Island Wise Guy treatment, but it was locally went viral for sure.
And those were cereal boxes?
Yeah, cereal boxes.
What happens to the cereal?
Donated to those in need.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
All right. So also, let's go back. Innovation and growth. Talk to me here. What do we got next?
Yeah. So listen, this is an interesting time for us as we continue to grow Arc Media and help our clients. And obviously, I predominantly talk about Sachem a lot. Obviously, it's biggest school district in our client base, but also one of the biggest in the Northeast. So where we've, helped operationalize and bring back to life the radio station, 91.9 WSHR, 6,000 watts, one of the biggest educational radio stations in America, quite frankly. And so it's now award-winning. It's on the map. It's been in the New York Post. It's been on Fox. Our student broadcaster, Alyssa Tappan, has won several awards already. Our team was recognized. And the more I do this from a journalism education perspective, the more I'm using the tools that I've learned over the last 25 years, the more that I put into this, the same as I do from a graduate journalism perspective when I'm teaching at Hofstra, the more I'm realizing a lot of high schools could use this type of advisement and mentorship. And also at the same time, I'm talking to one school district superintendent about coming in and advising the startup of a newspaper, talking to another school superintendent and principals about helping advise on their broadcast club. Matt's obviously running the internship program with Mineola and helping those kids steward interest and, ability to create content and deal with technical services and just kind of get them where they need to go. Tino is excited to jump into the driver's seat and help a little bit with the broadcast team at East Hampton. I'm sure there's some other things at Mineola that Lauren can tell. There's just so many opportunities that have been brought to us that I've been talking to Matt a lot about formalizing. I don't know if it's not a new division, but it's like a branch of what we're doing at Arc Media. And that is journalism education and news literacy education, because
on the curriculum side, for sure.
Students want to create content. Students now are growing up in a world where influencers are in their face every day. They too could be an influencer and be a positive influence no matter what the content is. There's a way to do it, though, that blends our expertise in storytelling and backgrounds in social media and video production and content creation. And also, for me, very important, having them understand ethics and journalism ethics and that a code of ethics exists. And I can't say that without saying, as the national president of the Society of Professional Journalists, I actually care deeply about students telling balanced stories. How are they going to do that without understanding how to do that? So we're actively pursuing the ability to continue to grow Arc Media and offer additional services that will help student media grow And I'm bullish all the time about what we're doing, but this is another added benefit, fuel to our fire. Talk about the rocket ship emoji. Like, this is the type of stuff that fuels that.
Yeah, and just to hit on that too, we're in conversations right now with a couple of different former assistant superintendents and former superintendents, and helping us tie that all back to the profile of a 21st century graduate, because media literacy is big. The ethical use of AI. So I have an article I posted today on LinkedIn about, there was a lot of big doings yesterday in the market because of a post that somebody put out about AI. And then, I shared the story, and I've shared it a couple times. The ARC specifically asked me, were they allowed to use AI? And the answer was, you better. Like, I expect you to use AI. I said, and I also want to explain something to you. If you only use AI, then I don't need you, and I don't need to have an internship. I can just work directly with, I'm partial to Gemini or Claude. So, so I'm like, look, you have to learn how to harness this. And because of the powers of AI, it all ties back to the media literacy that Chris just talked about, because you have to know what's real and what's not. So really important, and that's a stay tuned. But I feel like we're going to have spoiler alert for Archive 6. I feel like that's going to be a conversation we're going to be able to really bring to market. I know it's something that we'll be talking about as we head to the New York State Council of School Superintendents Conference, so should be there. What else we have under innovation and growth? Lauren, anything you want to add on Mineola?
Well, I know Mineola in the middle school that the kids have a newsletter. So they're actively learning to research articles and write different things and put things out. And they were super excited about it. They shared it at their Brave Assembly. And the kids just seemed just thrilled to be part of the club.
That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Just to hit on too, our commercial clients, we have a real bevy of excellent commercial clients that we're really proud of. Chris and I always have the pleasure of catching up with Dr. Jorgensen. Every conversation is just phenomenal. Just really, just great stuff. So check out JLC. We work with Gersio, the law firm. We are dragging them into the media age, which I don't feel bad saying that. They have a lot of big doings, continue to grab new attorneys, offer more services to their clients. They've done a tremendous job really embracing technology and how to use technology to enhance their clients' experience. So super excited to be working with Gersio. We dragged Tony Palmieri, my good friend, and Chris's good friend. We've got him engaged as well because he's an attorney, so he kind of speaks their language, and it keeps us out of trouble from posting stuff we're not supposed to. Really, that's a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot more content, so check them out. And Tino, catch us up on our boys over at Telechoice, man. I got to get together with Matt Corrado. I know we were talking about another Pint for a Purpose that should be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But tell us what else is going on over there.
Yeah, they're guys that they love to get behind the camera and get great content for me. But it's awesome. Even when we're not there, we can still do things like this.
They love to get behind the camera.
Yeah. Wait, let me go back and do that again. Love to do it.
All of these people, well, even Lauren, we had to drag Lauren on today. And like all these people are, they're social, like, again, Corrado is social media gold. He's amazing.
That's what I've been telling him.
Dr. Jorgensen, I can literally, Chris and I were on a call with him for like an hour and like 20 minutes, and it felt like 10 minutes. And then the Gersio guys are phenomenal. They're just, so it is funny, but yeah. So
Dr. Jorgensen, and I know Matt agrees with this, I don't want to let him down. Like, the conversation is probably more meaningful to us than most conversations we have in our lives. That says a lot. Like, we talk to a lot of people. We do a lot of cool things, a lot of impactful things. I want to be on my game with those conversations because I respect the hell out of him. The other guys, you're right. Matt Corrado, he's so charismatic that he doesn't even know like the potential for his social media stardom. We've said it to him in person. We're not just saying that. Come on and talk. I think this is the setting that we may need to do with that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drag him in next time. And,
it's easier. It's like, or it's part organic, but we could force the fun when you're not like with a camera in your face. This doesn't really count.
Yeah. And you know, Ed, the president and CEO of the company, he's like, you know, he's a guy like you get out of Central Casting who'll play like the neighbor who you know steals your girl in Hallmark. Like he's just, you know, this handsome devil, like funny guy, super nice. So yeah, we got to get those guys to be more out there. But I'm super excited about that.
And it's great too because we can showcase and tell stories that, although may not be their own, right? For instance, like Super Bowl's up. We all know the big game. Tell a choice. Who you got? Let us know. Comment down below. Stuff like that I think is cool, just to be able to get more engagement from the community and showcase that. Although, you know, this isn't Ed's tell a choice tip. You know, this is still something cool that gets the people talking and get the people engaged. And then obviously with JLC, Chris mentioned he's always not wanting to let Mr. Jorgensen down. You can tell by the thought process he's looking like, and he's pondering in the bottom left over there, getting ready to say something important.
Total focus.
And you can see Ray.
Ray is not amused by what I'm saying.
No, are you kidding? He was happy as him and Vincent were. They couldn't have been better. We get to see Vincent too this weekend, which I'm happy about.
Awesome. And so
right,
before we talk to us to the next segment, I got a couple more things that could fill into the innovation and growth standpoint. First one I want to mention for East Hampton was the Bonnick Build On. If you're following our page over there, please do so because you're going to be seeing a lot of great content with this. We talked to one of the advisors of this. Really, it started off as an East Hampton club. What the Build On is, that's an international nonprofit. Students travel, study abroad, and build schools for these communities down there that may not have them already. It's really great program, and it's a life-changing opportunity. I talked with a teacher at the elementary school. She went on that herself and was able to get her perspective. That's coming out this week, and talk with the students before they left. And now I need to catch up with them after, get back to school so I can see how great of a time they had. But just one of the cool things, like that's something to where I go to this school, I want to tell their story, and that's something that they're already doing. It's an initiative that they're already, had going on for years now, and now it gets to see a little more exposure, amplify the message with something like that. And I know Lauren had a great thing going on as well, Mineola, something like this.
Yes, the kids had a Olympic parade. They each class was a different country. Then in gym class, they each did kind of different kinds of activities and events and competed. So it was definitely a very cute event. In the Mineola Williston Times, it was just in the paper, which was great that it got to make the news as well. So that's always great for families to see it and put it up on the fridge and be excited to see their kids in the paper. So
awesome.
Yeah, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. I like to see Ireland there too. That's pretty good.
Great to see the spirit.
No, absolutely. You could see the kids were all excited and marching to the music down the hallways. So it was really cute.
Nice. All right, pal. Are we moving on to Unity?
And Spirit. There it is. Let's go. Well, hey, I think you should take this one away, Matt, because this is a drum roll for the greatest art drop of all time, maybe?
Yeah, so our next ARC merch drop just yesterday, right, in honor of Jack Hughes scoring the winning goal, which, by the way, I completely messed up. So I watched the game, watched every second of the game. Hughes scores the goal. I jump out of my chair and practically hit the ceiling. I'm so excited. But the camera work was terrible. So I thought that the goal went in. I thought that it got deflected and went up into the crowd. And then I sat down and I was like, oh, man, I thought we had it. And then they pan again and you see everybody celebrating on the ice. And I'm like, wait, we did win. And it was just an amazing, amazing moment. Again, as the only person who's on this call that's old enough to remember 1980 when it happened, and then remember the movie that happened in 1981, I believe, when they did the Miracle on Ice movie with Carl Malden played Herb Brooks. And then, of course, Miracle, the movie that you, I'm sure, all saw. But yeah, I mean, Hughes nailing it. Just a great moment. So in honor of that, and in honor of the gold, we want to do something for the black and gold, which is the Sachem Education Foundation. If you donate $26.80 or more, you will get the ARC shirt. We'll send it to you. Just got to send us your size and just send us the receipt that you actually did make the donation. We did have a couple of jokers when we did the Veterans Day merch drop that tried to get the shirt. So, yeah, you have to, in this case, too, we'll be able to verify it a little bit better.
Well, yeah,
because of Chris's involvement. But yeah, so this is your chance to win the not win, you get it. It's not a contest. You'll absolutely get the ARC merch drop in honor of the U.S. both men and women's team winning gold. The women, I joked the other day, the women are like the Russians were. They win all the time. But the men, for the first time in 46 years, just a very emotional moment for me. I can tell you where I was in 1980 when I was only 6 years old when it happened, but I remember that it was a really big deal. Although the funny part of the story is watching the game was anticlimactic because we knew who won when it came on, because by the time it came on, the word had already gotten out that they had won the Olympics. So I don't even remember if I made it to the end of the game, but I do remember hearing about it, and just a great moment. It was rough when they lost in 10. I'm super psyched. I went out to a watch party, and of course, my guy Sidney Crosby is the one who dealt the fatal blow to the U.S. that absolutely crushed me. So really, just a great thing. So again, we want people to participate. We want you wearing the ARC merch. We believe in our brand. We believe in what we're building here. So this might be my best one. This is a limited time offer. So you only have, we're going to call it about 2 weeks to make your donations and get them in. So make sure you get it out there. And again, you get the ARC Stars and Stripes. There is going to be another ARC merchandise and other ARC merch drop will be coming in March. And let's just say that Lauren might have foreshadowed what that might look like. All right. So, yeah, do what you got to do and grab it. Super excited. All right. Once around the horn before we wrap it up.
Go first, Lauren.
As our special guest, how'd you do on Arkives?
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me today. It was great to hear what's going on in everyone's district and being able to share what I was doing as well. So
awesome. Thank you. Tino.
Man, it's just a pleasure, right? We keep telling stories in different ways, unique ways, creative ways that people haven't even come up with thinking of yet. And that's what I'm most proud of. And just being able to connect with the communities, seeing, right? We thought we only had a couple things to talk about with such a limited time period.
Yeah, we're at 40 minutes.
Oh, man. Now we're going over an hour.
We might as well go to an hour next time.
Exactly. It doesn't get any better than this, and I'm really excited to keep pushing forward with everyone and keep telling the stories of all these different school districts and everything that they have to offer.
All right, Chris, we'll give you the final word.
Proud to be American, proud to watch that with my older son and endure the excitement and the nerve-wracking quick overtime and just see that history followed by historic snowstorm, followed by the launch of ticket sales and sponsorship opportunities for the Sachem Education Foundation, followed by you creating that shirt at the perfect moment, right? We're just living in the moment. And I appreciate the opportunity to talk about all the great stuff that we have going on, and looking forward to all that's ahead for our technology consultants and our thriving media division, which is the quickest growing media technology agency on Long Island. We're going to keep that going. Can't lose sight of that.
Yeah, excellent. And if you like what you heard today, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. so we can continue to bring you content from Arkives. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this week. This has been Arkives. Check back, and we'll see you out there.